And we are live with the great and powerful Cameron Brown.
What's up, buddy?
Why would I be wearing this hat?
You wearing this hat.
Yeah, dude, that's the fuck. I love those red and black hats.
And this is like my tuxedo hat, like
Is it?
special only. I
I
feel
didn't.
gangster as fuck wearing this hat.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what. I just loved that. When I walked in, and I saw the red brim. I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't get one
Wes
of those hats.
no, Wes and I were
No,
out there bumping Boozy Badass today.
nice. Is that the hat with the picture you with the fucking ponytail, like the ponytails,
Yeah.
and then it looks like it's like a Mexican gang member picture. Yeah.
You're not talking about this picture, are you?
Hold on. I started putting up pictures at my house.
That's awesome.
I know.
I
I thought I,
tried to start putting up pictures in my house, but so far they've only made it to my desk. They haven't made it to the wall.
that's exactly where these are. I keep telling myself I'm gonna go on Amazon and find one of those like 8 pictures in a frame, like nice frame thing, and then I fucking just don't do it. I just about lost my Coke again.
I love
Coke is
you.
zero for anyone watching. My goodness.
I love having all those pictures from Surrey printed out. Like that's cool.
I'm a big fan. I was wondering if I want to do like pictures behind me on this wall. And I was like, I don't know, man. Then I always got to sit in the same place. And then people are going to be like, where's my
Nick
picture?
upset if you covered up that fresco too.
Yeah, Nick would be kind of pissed. It's okay. He's like, that guy's fresco sucks, anyways.
Doing it wrong.
Cover it up, bro. Instead, do it traditionally. Um, I loved doing this. I thought this is what fresco was going to be for me forever. Like those, like that 10 sample boards I have here. Um, they're like, none of them are traditional. And I like fell in love with that until I did it properly. And I was like, okay, fine. It's fine. It looks dope. It's way easier. Make more money.
It's a lot easier to do it the regular way.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about yours?
Yeah, absolutely.
That swirly one, man. I being able to see you doing it in front of me when you came up. Have we done this since you came up?
No, because I brought my equipment up to do the podcast,
Right.
unpacked it to do this podcast.
Yeah.
Um, so no, we have not.
Cool. Um,
So,
for anybody listening, Cam came up and stayed with me with Wes. It was dope. We did a fresco harmony training. It was a little while ago. Poof, man, summer gone. It's
yeah,
just been run, and like swapping out shirts.
absolutely. It's been hot, dude.
Yeah. Watching you do that swirl though, super dope.
Thanks,
And then
dude.
you did it like with it was like a tiger looking kind of.
I wish I would have brought more of that paint to
Yeah.
that training. But yeah, it's super simple to do, really. It's not that complicated. It's just a matter of doing it and getting the experience, the wall experience. And even myself, I'm learning more. Like the last wall that I did, like nobody would notice. You'll notice it if you go back and look at it. But where I started with really light colored mud. And as I worked across that wall, I was adding black to it and it was making it a darker gray. So the first spot where I started is the like light gray. I think it was Silver Streak was actually the fresco color.
Yeah.
See where that fresh mud is, where like now next time going into it, I'll take some of that paint and I'll mix it with the fresco and I'll have like a dark gray whenever I put that first, stroke on the wall or whatever. But just little things like that that you learn as you do it.
Yeah, because you want it to kind of be uniform. I never would
Yep.
have thought about that. Yeah, because you haven't been recycling through the bucket.
Exactly. You're grabbing fresh as you go, but you're still not that light of a gray. It tones it to a darker. I kind of learned that the first bathroom that I did, but the walls were small enough to where you didn't notice it. Like I would do the wall, clean my hawk, start with fresh on the next wall.
Right.
Um, and on that project, like the sample board was a lot lighter than what the end result was, but the customer was still happy with it.
I
It's
couldn't
such a
imagine being like,
yeah,
nah.
I have had that. Unfortunately, one time it did turn out that way. But it's just a matter of taste. You know, some people like it, some people don't. So it's too busy for some people.
Remember getting grumpy about Nick saying that in Illinois? It's like, nah, busy. I may have also tried to drink my body weight in alcohol that night. So it was kind of obliterated. That was a chicken nugget fiasco.
Oh boy. We're
Um,
falling out of the truck when we got back to chat.
it's a good time. Um, yeah, John needs to stop being whatever he's doing and show us that fresco of his.
I know.
Like,
What did he sanded it with like 800 grit or
I
it was
haven't
something?
even been reading it. I don't want to know. I want to like when it's
Yeah.
out, it's like watching what's that?
Bring him on the podcast. I want to know what he's doing.
Same, man. And like I saw whatever like yesterday, and I don't even think he's done yet, but it looks like tile. And I'm like, well, why is it on Fresco Harmony's thing? And I go and I take a look and I'm like, anyways. So then I go to his page and I like I saw that and then the step before, the step before, the step before, and then I saw the sample board at the very end of all those steps and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing. It's like the ceilings and the walls and everything.
He's almost got to be doing that, like where they take the little brush and
Yeah.
put the veining, I think is what they call it. The
He was
veining.
saying gold leaf, right? Like that's pretty serious, man.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear how he's doing that. It looks
Same.
beautiful.
And I asked him to be on the podcast. I hope he's listening.
For anybody that doesn't know, that's drywall John. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Drywall John.
Yeah, we talked for a little while. Thinking maybe at the beginning or something. Maybe he was on Nick's podcast and that's how I figured out who he was. But always super like he was like super supportive of like, if I can give you a hand, let me know. I'll do it for free. And I was like, if you come here, you will not be doing it for free. It's just like, you know, yeah, man, that'll be dope to have him on. Um, when you were painting this big house that you're doing, that green, man,
Man, so many dark
I
colors.
kind of liked it though.
Oh, I did
It's a
too.
lot though.
Yeah, when it went on, it was a lot lighter. It was a gross looking green. It
Okay.
dried darker green. I really liked it.
It's like a foresty feels to it. I was like,
Yeah, the whole house turned out awesome. We touched up like 5 screws in the whole project.
wow.
Which, mind you, sanded it. We did some touch up on the sand. Um, but I think that those screws were really just too much primer and it soaked in, the mud shrank again.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, it was awesome. We don't get to paint our work that often like that, so it was good to get to go through, do some quality check, and know that things are looking good.
yeah, dude.
And when that builder's sending me, 3, sometimes 5 houses a year and wants me to paint all of his projects, it'd be dumb not to turn him down.
Totally, man. I
It also
mean,
takes
you got the equipment. So it's like a not painting is like almost wasting money, you know, because you've got it all and you're good at it. You're clearly good at it.
yeah, the sprayer's just sitting in the shop if I'm not using it, so why not?
I'm just excited for when you go the other way and you're like, maybe I'll frame it.
When I start just building them.
Yeah, dude.
One of these days, Sean. One of these days. That's the goal. Just start foundation to finish.
Yeah, dude. Foundation work's not hard once you get figured out. Like once you get good at reading the prints, concrete is dead easy. It's a shitty rebar plan and some stuff, but the prints are fucking cut and dry. You know, it's not difficult. It's just crazy. Yeah,
I feel
man.
like concrete's something I'd hire out. I'd have professionals come in and do that.
Oh
Just
yeah.
take it from framing up.
I
But
did. My opinion about the whole thing for your foundation is to bring in the best foundation person that you can because it'll be square and it'll be right and you know that the concrete's correct and there isn't fucking newspaper in it. Like do you know what I mean though? Like you can cut corners doing concrete like you wouldn't believe.
I just one of the last jobs I was on, it was that remodel job. I never even posted anything from it just because it was an ugly job. So they bought this house. It just has a crawl space. There's no basement under it. And they had to have foundation work in. And they said that they went with the company that was $60,000 less
Right.
and
Where do
got a
you
poor
think that
job.
goes?
Yeah, and they said that, and we got a poor job. And I'm like, did you expect to get a good job?
Yeah, you don't order your foundation on Wish. Like, what are you talking about? $60,000.
Yeah.
Everyone else was trying to screw us over for 60 grand. Like, that's crazy. Oh,
Uh,
man.
yeah, when
But
they
people
jacked the
do it
house
because they
up,
don't
they were
know.
like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like I get it too. I get it too. But I mean, it's just like, holy shit, for anybody that knows what they're talking about. That's crazy.
yeah, when they jacked the house up, it cracked. Uh,
Oh, we're getting wishy-washy. For anybody watching, Cam's rocking it. There he is. I see him. Can you hear me?
You just fine? Am I cutting up?
No, you're good now. You're feeling a little bit.
My apologies to the listeners for bad internet.
Listen, listeners, you be happy Cam's on this podcast again. I don't want to hear any complaining
The millionth time.
for the millionth time. Oh man. But these are my favorite ones, dude.
Mine too.
Just like hang out, get barbecued, talk the industry. It's very relaxing. I've never stressed about one of your podcasts.
No, no. I used to
Oh,
stress the podcast a lot until you and I have done a number of them now, probably
oh,
10.
tons. Yeah. I'm interested to
Anyone
see. I'm going to count when we get off of here. I bet it's
else
10, but it's more than
go?
10.
I bet it is. I've got a lot of them in my link tree, but I haven't updated my link tree. So
There's not going to be any room in your link tree. You better make sure mine podcasts are on the bottom so you can swipe down. Uh, yeah, I got to figure that out, the link tree, because I for sure have not. And I got stuff that should
I've
be on there.
I still haven't got my OnlyFans link put in there yet. Gonna have to work on that.
Oh, you're like, it's not even pictures. It's just my underwear from when I'm working. It's fine. I got
It's actually videos of Sean wringing out sweaty t-shirts.
yeah. Oh man. I took another one when I was out in Barrie and it was I didn't post it because it was a little too much. But I wrung it out. And you know how like the back of your truck has those like it's like circles and like slivers and all whatever. The like circle part on my tailgate was somewhat full of water, which was sweat. And then I wrung it out again, and then I like threw the shirt down and it splashed up. It was disgusting, but I got it on camera. I watched it and was like, you're a fucking animal. But don't do that with your underwear on camera, Cam. You're better than that. This was the first adventure that you've not been on. It was
No.
kind of a bummer, dude. We had a
Oh,
lot of fun still.
I had
But
fun watching it from the sidelines. I wish I could have been there.
I know. And this was like 2 weeks after you were here. I was like, man, missed it.
And Hayden were like talking about it the whole time I was up there, and I was just like, sure
We're like,
would be nice. to get to-
we're like, we're like, won't it be fun that when Cam's not here? And we're like high-fiving in front of you. No. Um, it was good though, man. We did have a good time, but there was definitely wish Cam was here moments. We was talked about.
Thanks, man.
Uh,
I
um,
think it was Steph one day and said that she was like, "Hey, we're just talking about how we wish you were here." I
yeah,
was like,
man.
"Oh, that means so much."
But didn't you go home to like back to back to back? Like, didn't you have a whole bunch of stuff happening when you got home?
A lot of work.
Yeah,
It's been nonstop work this summer, which is great. Like it's been going good, really good.
I like that, man. Man, the beginning of the year was like slow.
Oh yeah. And that was also the time that like the Surrey project was getting planned for, and he got pushed back. A lot of stuff happened there. Beginning of the year. I think it was beginning of the year, wasn't it? Am I wrong?
Um,
Am I off on?
it was definitely in the works in the beginning of the year. I think yeah, I've not been through like a full like
Timeline?
end of the beginning of the year thing. Like I did, but not just in the specific industry. Like realistically, I started 100% taping last April or something after Vegas. Oh no, so maybe that's fucking 2 and a bit years now. No, I'm confused. I don't think so. So I've never really had like that slow January as a finisher, but it sounds like that's a big thing up here that it fucking lulls down beginning of the year. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's same
Not a
area.
fan of it.
Yeah. I think it has to do with weather and the fact that people can't really dig any holes and start any foundations in the winter.
Yeah,
And
for
so like
sure.
hit that little bit of a dry spell.
It was dope though. Getting a
It
getting a
always works
year.
out.
What's that?
It always works out.
Oh
This
yeah,
dry
man.
spell.
It is almost crazy how much it has quote unquote just figured itself out along this like last year of doing this stuff and like leaning real heavy into social media and like leaning real heavy into like collaborating all over the place instead of just like fucking taking the money and running. And it always just seems to like it's like almost like drywall karma, you know? It like comes around.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's wild, dude. That's one of the wildest things that I've kind of like had to come to realize, like, jumping off into a business as on my own is like just when you think that like, work's drying up, the phone starts ringing or it always works out. You just have to have faith in it and, keep grinding, keep doing your thing, keep showing up and doing a good job ultimately.
yeah,
Because I've been on my own now for I think 2 years. Let's see. I came
right.
back from Turkey and kind of just, which that was my first trip ever, like leaving, my first time ever being on a plane. And I came back from there and was like, I'm doing it. Like I'm going for it. Like I'm doing like because I was so on the fence. I was working for another company and the guy wanted me to take over years down the road. And I just didn't want to. I didn't see that promise. It wasn't written in a contract. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just nothing verbal agreement. And I'm glad that I decided to go off my own. Ventured the way I did because now I'm doing more than just drywall. I'm doing all kinds of stuff, whatever. I'd like to get into more general contracting. And
Dude, that deck you built was gorgeous.
thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
it was the extension, but then you extended the roof along as well, which is not easy carpentry. Like you're not building picnic tables, like that.
It was like a 40 by 11 deck
Yeah,
and
man.
it was 26 feet.
and at a Trex, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun. I just did that porch. Somebody said they wanted it out of composite, and I was like, yes.
Wait, was
And
that your the squares?
yeah.
Or is that their yours?
Well, sorry.
The like how the design in it, was that your idea?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I always put a separation in the middle, but the original drawing was a double picture frame. So you've got your deck like this, and then you come around the inside again with two more boxes, and then it separates it. And she said she didn't want it. And then, like, there was a lot of back and forth here. Like, usually when I do something at a Trex, it's like I've designed it or a designer has designed a landscape plan kind of deal. So this one was weird, man. It was like, and it's just a porch, it's just little, but I just miss fucking using it. Um, I think I got the plans here. I'm just gonna see.
Did they message you about those boards that were screwed up? Because I ran into that same issue when I was building with Trex, and I was curious. You would think building with composite lumber that you would have all straight, perfect material.
Yeah, like that. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, man, like I that's what fucking Trex is. And it's like if you leave it out in the summer, it becomes flexible. So how is this not flexing anymore? Like how is it a hockey stick when I'm trying to use it? It was
Yeah.
very weird. I tagged them in that story. It didn't hear fucking nothing back. And out of like all the carpenters that follow me and stuff, I didn't hear anything. I got no feedback.
My
My
fascia boards same way, which the fascia boards are only like a half inch thick. Um, but
dude.
they were. Did you knock the mic off?
No, no, we're good. We're good. I
But they
moved
were
my
like,
head a little bit and I couldn't hear myself, but now it's good again. Sorry.
oh, you're good. And when I posted videos or pictures of that Trek deck, they messaged me and were like, "Hey, can't wait to see the end result." They didn't, they were responsive, is all I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
thought that they'd message you back and be like, "Well, sorry, we're sorry.
They're like,
Here's percent off your
listen,
next."
yeah, or something. That fascia board, she wanted to extend, there we go, the stairs from 3 to 4 feet. Um, we got to get one more piece of fascia board. It's $200. And that's not delivered. And their clips kind of suck. I'm used to the camo screws, man. Like that's what I always use. Like they're the camo deck fastening, whatever. I just never bought, I guess, real Trex ones. But like the camo ones are metal. Like it's not snapping or moving. Like they're there. The little tabs or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good system. It seems to last forever. Hmm. But did you get bit by the bug of like, now I want to build decks in the summer?
A little bit. I don't know, dude. I just take whatever work comes my way.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I don't do any advertising. It's just all word of mouth, and it goes pretty well. You know.
Yeah, dude. I've been very fortunate to not have to do advertising. I don't even have a website, but I should get on it. Squarespace apparently is super easy to use. Like there's like promo codes for it or whatever. So I might look at it, but it's like on an enormous list of so many things that I should be doing. Like the podcast should have its own page and like things like that, but it's just busy, man.
Well, that's I feel like I do have a Facebook page for the business,
Yeah.
and I feel like I should it's from the business, but it's just that opens a whole nother market of work that I don't have the manpower for. So I would rather just post to my Instagram
Hmm.
and
Yeah, and people know you're super like, you know, it's man cam, dude. What do you mean you don't want him to work for you? You know? Um, yeah, man. Carpentry's wicked. I like I don't do it for a little bit, and then I go back to like having a miter saw and building something perfectly, and then just being like, oh, I do this. But I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I really do. I went from that deck job, which we had to reframe half of the deck itself before we did that, and extended the roof. But I had that the bug that you were talking about, and I came home and started working on my own project.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit about this before the podcast. I had
Yeah.
planned my a neighbor's house, and for the past like year and a half, 2 years. And when he came to me to sell it this summer, the price was a lot more than we had originally talked. So plans
Considerably.
terribly. So plans changed, and I started back working on my own project, which is a trailer. And I had some framing, I had some windows that were leaking. We put a roof on it this year, reframed around the windows, put them back in, resheeted the outside. Waiting on siding. The end of this month, I get siding, and we put new siding on it. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of everything, getting into the GC work, and I enjoy it. It's fun. It's
Who'd
good.
you
I love getting back into drywall though. There's nothing
oh
like we hung and finished that house, and then we started one today, which was that 100 sheet job. And I left that job and stopped by the job that we're painting. And it was funny how much of a different atmosphere it is when you go from like a job that's just been hung to a job that's like completely painted. Like that place is like finished. Like you want to wipe your shoes before you walk into this house.
yeah,
You
man.
know the floor's not finished. Like it's a lot cleaner in this environment.
And it's this like finished, beautiful thing too now. It's not
Jay
like
Wall
you
messaged me the other day and he said it's a work of art. And I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, you're right, like it's how I look at it.
Well, and you guys aren't dicking around. Like you're very good at what you do. So I don't know. Like walking away from
Yeah,
a site like that and then seeing it painted and there being no problems, like it would just look flawless painted. I've never seen my work, primed and then painted properly. I just never go back. Like, yeah,
that's
man.
actually shout out to Wes because he's a huge part of all of this. That dude kills it. So
Sensei
I couldn't
was
do all the stuff that I do without him. He's a true legend.
he did that like float down the friggin' river the other day. And I was
Chuck,
like, that's the coolest thing ever, man. And he's like, we're stuck. Gonna see if I can get unstuck. And then he just kind of like gets past. But it was like a jungle cruise look. Like that would be a dope little float, dude, on a kayak. Like how deep is that? Like 5 feet, probably. Like I don't
no,
know.
that float, no, that float is actually very shallow. He said that it was an awful float and that he was dragging a lot of the time,
Oh,
which when it
bummer.
doesn't rain much this summer, it is like that. So that particular float's probably only a few feet deep in some spots.
So I can't even do it. I'd just be sitting on the bottom.
In the spring, you just have to come down in the spring.
Good call. Uh,
We've got other floats that we can go on too, Sean. You
there
don't
we
have to.
go.
But that one's really neat because like you can go in and come out like it's just a big loop. It's really
Yeah. Right where you parked. Like I think that's amazing.
yeah, absolutely. You don't have to park a vehicle a couple miles down the stream or anything. Like just right there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good stuff about Wes. And I mean,
He,
anybody that I know that's met him too, it's all the same thing. He's like such a good dude. And he's a good finisher.
he is. Yeah, he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
He tools in his hand. He's a gangster. Like that guy can box some bead and butts and like dude can go to town.
No kidding. That's super dope.
He probably
Um,
had coffee morning. How about that sticker? So they put random stickers like they off the wall stuff. Do you remember the stickers in my Jeep?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh
Those
yeah.
are stickers. So they put the stickers over the sip spot on the coffee cups so they don't spill when they're handing it to you out the window. And the sticker on my coffee was a mustache, just like a handlebar mustache, like mine. And Wes didn't even notice it, like until I brought it up when he got to work. He's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." And his was like something completely different.
For some reason, I was like, I guess he went and got handlebar mustache stickers for his coffees. Like, I don't know. It was just so perfect, dude. It's your brand. Like, I was like, how, what is going on right now? Oh, I got new stickers done.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I got my stickers, like the ones that I used to have, the big 3-inch ones. And then I got it's a cartoon of me doing the double flex as Macho Man. And
Oh,
that,
man.
and then it says good morning across the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the way, dude.
I can't wait. You gotta send me the logo.
Yeah, I will. When I get off of here, I will.
I can't.
Um,
Wes has been talking about getting a logo made.
yeah.
Years done that.
I went to my cousin a lot of things. A big shout out to Alberton Fencing, but my cousin had his company like not even a year before I started my company. So one of the first things he did was go and get a designed logo with like his cards and like everything was very professional. And when I started mine, he was like, the first thing you need to do is brand yourself. Like you have to. So I used his like designer, but she was a designer. Like I told her I wanted it to originally I wanted the Brawley's dad to look like one of those like almost like a Buster Rhymes like back tattoo to have it like all crazy. Um, but she's like, you'll never get this on a t-shirt. Like they can't print something that crazy. So then I ended up buying the lettering. She just kept sending me different lettering that I was like, nah, different, more like this. Like it was impossible, but we did it. And then she just sent me the files. I don't know what I paid her, like $100 or $200 or something.
And my Itsy Man Cam logo was dirt cheap. I
I
forget. I
bet.
think
And
it's
it's
like
dope.
under. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most expensive part of that whole thing was we had to purchase the lettering. Like the type of lettering was like a font that had to be purchased. And I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't crazy. Like it was enough to be like, okay.
I went to go buy like the whole package of fonts and
Yeah,
just to get.
right. All the cool ones are part of a 12 pack. Yeah, I mean it's super smart, but also like with AI right now, like he can just get an AI app and be like, take a picture of me and give me a logo, and it'll give him like 100 different options. And then if you want to like still do the human being thing, you can like send a bunch of them to a human being and be like, make these good.
Mhm.
Like it just give you ideas because like I don't know what he would like what that's the thing. Do you put a putty knife? Do you make it you? Do you like what do you do? It's like the logo's weird, man. Everything is Brawley's dad, period. Like I don't know. Like what else would you call a company? What else would you make your thing? Like the Itchy Man Can makes a whole lot of fucking sense, dude. Like, it's you like this. Like, it's like that's the best. You know, Nathan's drywall, same thing. Um, yeah, dude. Are you gonna keep it precision or are you gonna open a second company for when you start?
Haven't decided yet. I really need to make an appointment with my accountant and kind of discuss that with her, like whether I open a second like precision builds or something, precision contracting,
Yeah,
uh, or just run it all through precision drywall.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that'll all work out.
I would assume your insurance would have to be higher when you're taking on larger things or when you're dealing with structure or like things that could really go wrong. And I
Absolutely.
think if it's under the same umbrella as drywall, you're going to be paying that. If it's per dollar amount, all of your taping will then have to be stupid insured. So maybe you won't want to do that. I don't know. That's a good question though. You'll have to let me know.
Yeah, I love that.
Hmm. Yeah, man. The deck you made looks dope. Like the overhang, was that deck there? I feel like it
My
was smaller. Yeah, outside of the house.
it was smaller. The roof was smaller. Everything was smaller. We completely redid it.
Yeah.
But yeah, have I sent you anything since I stained the pine? I got
No.
all the pine tongue and groove installed on the ceiling and stained probably 2/3 of it black.
Nice.
Uh, I've got to pick up some sort of sealer. I bought some polyurethane, but I'm gonna stop at Sherwin-Williams and see if I can get something that I could just spray to where I don't have to brush it. Because if I could spray, I could do it so much quicker.
Oh,
Uh,
totally.
but yeah, and I picked up painting the trim. I've got to paint the trim in that house. So I've still got the sprayer at that place. I'm gonna hopefully if they get the trim there tomorrow, start spraying it. But yeah, doing a lot of painting seems like.
Ah!
Sorry, Fresco Harmony.
Yeah, right.
I've got some Fresco coming down the pipeline too.
Cue the dark side music. Dun, dun, dun. um, yeah, man, I'm kind of been itching to do some fresco too. I just did my friends bought a house and they knocked down the kitchen. It was like a whole boxed in kitchen. And they took the two corners out and they opened up their living room. Beautiful. She's a kitchen designer, so it's beautiful. But they've got these gaping holes in the ceiling around popcorn. So then I kind of let them know like what popcorn costs, and they're like, "Yeah, we need it done in like 4 days because we're moving in or whatever." Like it was maybe a week. It might have been a week. Um, but we ended up following where the dead wall was all the way down, taping it off, and then I sanded that, and then we skimmed it all because the kitchen had a flat ceiling, but the separation wall that was there kind of separated it, and it turned out fucking dope. Like it goes
I
for
saw that and I was so curious. I've been meaning to message you about it. Like I've never seen anybody do that before.
it was timeline and it was budget. Like for even all of that, they were like, "Hey, we were kind of hoping like $500," and I was like, "I could do that." But like I don't think anyone else is gonna do
No.
that. um, but it also,
I take on jobs like that every once in a while
fuck yeah,
though.
dude, they're my homies, man. Why would I not do that? And it paid really well. Like if like I just did it at an hourly rate. It's not like we went over a little bit, and they were super cool about it. But I told them like for a housewarming gift, I'll come back and fucking fresco this if you want. Like I'll do that as like a housewarming gift. And they're humming and hawing. So I might go back and do a dope ceiling, man, just to do it. And this kitchen she's made is gorgeous. It's got a huge island, like it really is something else. So like having a really nice ceiling would be cool. Um but yeah, it was weird, man. I didn't know how the fuck it was going to turn out with the going from popcorn that had been painted 100 times to flat. So we kind of rolled the dice at it, but I mean, it turned out good. It's pretty good. That Bosch sander is dope.
I've been curious. Is this got the auto clean on the vacuum?
It sure does,
But it sure would be nice.
dude. I was not anticipating that. I don't know why. Like Bosch is an excellent company. I like all the like oversized hammer drills and like things that I needed in the past. They've all been Bosch, and they've never let me down. So I don't know why I thought that the vacuum wasn't going to be a rock star. Just maybe because of the price point or something. But like, yeah, it killed it, man. And it's a little heavy, but I mean that doesn't bother me any. I mean, if it was a smaller person or whatever. But I think it's like a third of the price of a Festool, like just the sander. Like I don't know what the Festool is worth. It's like 1,500, I would guess, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's good though. They reached out and they were happy about some content. And I was like,
Good.
sure would be nice if you had other tools. And they said that they do. So I sent them a list. Because I mean, I am a supporter of Bosch. I have been forever. So like I'm down.
Sitting at radio.
What's that? Oh
Is it
no.
Oh, you missed out
God, gosh darn it. In case they're listening, they can use that as a clip.
there.
um, yeah, no, I used to have that cube radio and I gave it to my old apprentice. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, those are the best, dude. I posted that video of me at work the other day on my story where I was like turning it up. I think Rick James was playing and I was dancing. And
Yes.
dude, I can't tell you how many people were in my DMs were like, "That's the best radio ever." And I'm like, I know.
Well, it does 360, right? Like you're supposed to put it into a large space and it cranks. Like that's what it's for. So absolutely. Man, talking about your content, that wheel, like I was like, okay,
So,
this is like a dick around video and I dig it. Like I'm so into this right now. And then when he's chasing you around, he's like showing your work too. And I was like, this is actually really good work on that wheelie. Like this might not be a bad idea.
dude, I took it today and I ran the taper on it. And
No.
yeah, and it was a little bit clunky, but like all right, there's an electrician there, and he he said, "Man, if the Wright brothers would have gave up the first time that they tried flying, we wouldn't be where we're at today." He said, "I think you're onto something with it." And so it's not as fast as me running around the room. If I was in a big wide open space, fuck yeah. But as far as like making the turns and stuff, like it, it would take me, I don't know, a little while to get efficient at it. I think that there's potential in it,
Yeah.
though.
I mean, if you just get
It's
real
a lot of
used to,
fun. I'm glad.
yeah, I bet. But only for a bit. So was the taper in the beginning.
Yeah.
There you go. Did you see the um tape jam I pulled out yesterday from the taper? It was like this big. I was like, holy shit. Um, oh
Damn,
dude,
that
that
thing's gonna be running better.
what's that?
Damn, that thing's gonna be running a lot better.
Yeah, man, I took a picture. So I'm cleaning out all the tools because this house starts tomorrow. Um, and I've got Brad's taper and my tapers all sitting in the corner. And that's so I was like, oh, I'm taking a picture of this. I'm just not sure I'm gonna post it, but it's dope. I'm excited. I'm gonna bring his taper anyways, just to like show Steve. But like, it really is just like a stand-up taper and like a high ceiling. Like it is to replace a 6 foot taper, and I don't want to use it and like run it out, you know. But when it comes in handy, I'm gonna have it there for sure. That was about the coolest thing in the world when he was like, "Yeah, hold on to it,
That would be.
dude."
Brad's solid. It was cool. That was somebody I get to meet while I was up there. Um, that was cool.
One of
Wish
the
we,
homies.
yeah, for sure. Hopefully we get on the job site together one of these days.
I mean, I've talked to him and he's like, I'm not interested in jumping in on a huge site that I have to be there every day, but you absolutely give me some heads up and I'll give you 2 days or 3 days in a week or something. And so I mean, and I worked, well, that garage I just did with him. I showed up on the Friday to help him sand out I think it was like 8,000 board feet or something that he did by himself in 4 days or whatever it was. Like it was crazy. And then he gave me the garage. I was like, cool, man. He's a fucking pleasure to work with. He's really
Uh,
good. And he took some time to like hang out while I was there and like kind of show me where my boxing can, other than everything being North Star and that being my problem, he's had some other input that was super helpful. He was like, I'll just leave my boxes right here and you'll use them and your work will be better. And I was like, the fuck out of here with that. Yeah, man. I bent the shit out of my 14-inch box. I don't know when it happened. But that trowel bar is killed. So I've now got to like go get another one and replace it. That'll be the first time, which will be dope.
Way.
What's that?
Aaron's already got one on its way.
No, I talked to him about it, but I don't. That's my fault. I don't think he should be paying for the maintenance of anything, unless you're
Oh.
sending it to him and it's a taper you've taken apart.
Wes was taking a video of me running the 10-inch box on the one wheel on the ceilings today. And I said, here, take this video in case I fail and bust this 10-inch box. That way Aaron might replace it if it's a good enough video.
Yeah, if it goes viral. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, that one wheel. I think you're onto something there for sure. Running the taper with it sounds dope. Just zip,
Fun.
zip, zip.
We did angles with it today, and I did a really long one, and like, you know how it falls down out of the angle.
Yeah,
Well, I just kicked it in reverse and scooted right back over to the other side, and like with 8 foot, I'm able to reach the angle, so I was able just to tuck it right in. It was fucking meant.
that's dope. Ah. Yeah, man, and you guys are like complete balance, like you and Danny. So I'm not concerned about it. My only thought was like one day it's gonna go through the fucking wall at what like it's gonna just fling
Oh, I
out or
went
something.
through like a sliding glass door today, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
slow down a little bit.
yeah.
Like,
I almost biffed on those tall stilts when I was uh doing that garage where I stepped one foot onto the other foot and then went to lift it. And then it's like
oh,
then you kind of panic.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, lift the foot that's on your foot. And then, like I figured it out. But I caught the ceiling. I'm not sure if I didn't catch the ceiling, I would have eaten shit. Like third coat on a garage, and I end up blowing out the other side of it like the Kool-Aid guy.
I went down like that one time on my not my like mega tall stilts, but like the mid-range tall stilts,
Yeah.
and I caught myself. My It jammed my wrist so bad that it took me like 15 minutes to be able to unstrap my stilts. I was like all by myself there on Saturday, and fortunately I didn't break anything.
That's the scariest part, man. Or like internal bleeding because you hit at something, or
Yeah,
yeah,
anything.
it's a
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
We all know I've hit my head enough times.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. I I can vividly remember saying, "You will never see me on stilts. You will never see me on stilts." And don't worry about it. I'll never be on stilts. Like the amount of times that I've done that, man, Serpro's been pretty dope. Brandon's
Random to the gym. I
he's a
remember
G, man.
you sent me of you like walking. I still have it saved in my camera roll. The first video of you ever walking on stilts. Like I think that was prior to were those Serpro?
No,
I feel like
no,
that's
those were, I think they were just circle brands. And it was like, that was when I just first started. And the guys that I was working with were like, how do you feel about doing stilts? And I was like, yeah, I'd like to look into it. And I'd like to like make sure that they're safe and stuff. And like maybe see if I could beef them up. And like 2 days later, I'm in the warehouse at CSR putting on 4 foot stilts. And I like got it. Nobody has seen that video. I think like just you.
why I saved it because I knew that one day you'd be walking on them and you'd look back and laugh at that one.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I think Josh from High Cut got that video too. A couple people did, but I mean, like, not the public. Yeah, I'm like the way that Brandon was like, I'm just gonna give you whatever 12 or 16 inch, whatever they are, and he's like, that's all you need, man, and we're gonna beef them up. And I've got up and started walking around on those, and everyone that I've put on except the big ones have been comfy. Like, just start working. It's been
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell I did it before with no stilts.
Well, it's one thing to walk stilts, but it's a whole nother ball game to like work while you're
Yes.
on stilts and be in the middle of a room and not have a wall to lean up against or anything. Like it's different until you get comfortable doing it. It is.
Those little baby stilts, though, that's what did it. was just
Uh-huh.
getting used to the fact that I like how my body moves that high off the ground, and like just being aware of what I'm doing and how I'm getting there. And yeah,
Training
it's,
moves.
yeah, man. Running the box is a bugger though, because it's like I really need to learn how to like transfer my weight from one foot to the next while staying like statue on top to run the box. Because I find like I will run the box one way and then the other way, and then I'll come back and just like lightly kind of just engage that brass bar and just wipe it. So I'll do 3 passes, but it's still dope and it's way faster than like being on a two-step or something. Like it's still an improvement to the speed, but I think eventually I'll get better at it. Angles was the same thing where I almost got these little bumps. But then I would just kind of like walk it back, like almost like just skim it back. Like it's already full. Makes a fucking mess though sometimes. Yeah, dude. Good times. I know there's no adventure or nothing lined up. We were talking about something in the summer. Yeah, dude. What's your schedule like? Like, are you just busy
Oh, you were talking
forever?
about that? Yeah, no. I still want to get you down here on that project. I'm gonna try and keep you on the like Ohio projects, which
Hmm.
I've got a big one coming up here in like 6 weeks that I might be able to get you on where we're hanging and finishing. I just still haven't. That's the one that I told you I'm waiting to hear for like the full scope
Yeah.
because a lot of it was getting wood, and I still don't know the full scope. Um, it's just a homeowner build, and they're wanting to do like they want to have all the siding on the outside before they start the drywall, which most people don't really care. Most people start the drywall while there's still Tyvek on the outside. But these
Yeah.
people are wanting to do it this way, and that's fine. They're willing to wait on me, and so. But when they get a hold of me and let me know the full range of work there, yeah, I'd like to get you to come down and help us finish it.
That'd be fun, man. It'd just be good to be back on site together.
Have
Um, yeah, I mean, if things keep taking off like they're taking off now, well, if you're not busy, it'd be nice to maybe get you back too. It's been a bit, dude.
I know. I mean, Black Friday's not that far away.
No, it is really like 2 months
But
or something.
I'd like to see you before then for sure.
Yeah, man. Like I felt like last year it was like every like once a month, man. At the beginning of this year, it was dope. We got pretty spoiled, I think.
I know.
Um, yeah, man. And the next adventure is going to be far away. Like it's we kind of already know where it is and what and whatever, but I don't know, man. That's a long way away. Black Friday will be cool though. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's fun. It'd be good to see the fam up at CSR. Hope those
Hmm.
guys
Yeah, man. CSR Barry, that was a lot of fun. That fresco event was really fun.
both have more.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But just the Barry Star, like we worked on walls. I really liked that. That lead up to you guys coming was nothing but fresco work, which was cool. And I got to use the cool colors and like, and then when everybody got there, met some cool people. You met a lot of people while you were down here.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's
There's a
awesome.
there's a lot of us.
Oh, no, I just said that say it like that because like I feel like there's people that like I'm forgetting about.
Well, I guess you had already met Hayden. I don't think you had met Nate yet.
No, that's the first time meeting Nate, Steve.
Steve, the homies, T-Mac. Yeah, man, lots of people. There's tons of people. But Toronto's like that, man. There's like 100,000 of us out here.
I just got a ticket from the 407 like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
$50. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, man. Just invoice them. Uh, yeah, the 407 is expensive, dude. Like before I really understood it all, I basically used it every day for work when I was doing that contract work because it cut it down like 40 minutes or something, my commute. was like, this is dope. And then at the end of the month, it was like a $700 bill or something like that. I almost fell over. And I was like, this has to be wrong. And then I went over it all. And I've got a transponder too. Like when you don't have the transponder, they charge you to get on and to get off. Yeah, it's expensive, man.
Where's all that money going?
Well, I mean, I've never had an issue on it. And like they kind of let you drive as fast as you want on it. So
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know. The ticket free zone, maybe. Um, but yeah, exactly. Like I'm one person out of God knows how many people fly down that road every day, 24 hours a day. Like, where is that? That is crazy. Yeah, dude.
definitely not going to the drywallers, I can tell you that much.
All right. You pay for our tires. Oh, yeah, man. So you got anything fun coming up?
Um, I've got some fresco in this job that we just started today. The builder
Yeah.
really likes the squirrel. I don't know how far he's gonna let me go with it. Hopefully he lets me do a whole bathroom or something. Who
You,
knows?
you dope.
But yeah, lots of exciting stuff. There's all kinds of work coming down the pipeline and no crazy adventures or anything like that. Maybe I'm supposed to go see Danny next week, but I haven't talked to Danny about this, which it wouldn't surprise me if I booked a plane ticket tomorrow and still
Nice.
went on drywall with Danny next week. But Danny and I need to have that phone call. Maybe I'll call him after this podcast, just get the details on it.
Yeah, man. He was saying the other day Hulk Hogan's daughter liked his thing.
You know,
That's insane.
he's got reels going off. You've got reels going off. My one wheel reel is going off. Like I love seeing everybody like getting all these views. It's great.
It's cool, man. Um, in his story, he was like, and I used to watch her on TV, and that was cool, and like whatever. And I messaged him, and I was like, "That's what it's like when you answer my messages," because I saw you on TV. It's like it's cool,
That's
man.
so
Yeah, I love this whole thing, man. I've talked to a couple of people now that where they're like they're so good at what they're doing, but it's like they're just not in love with it anymore. And I kind of like you almost feel like a puppy where it's like, yeah, but it's stressful and all these things about finishing. But I'm like, no, dude. It's like I love it. I love running the tools. I like getting better with the tools and like trying to clean everything up and like running faster with the taper, implementing stilts, all that stuff. I just don't ever want to think of a day that I don't want to do it anymore.
right. Yeah, I enjoy the grind, the hustle. Like there's like a small bit of competitiveness when Wes and I show up each day, like to outdo each other. And
I
like
love that.
we don't really, set a goal out loud. We do eventually, like, but we don't like show up in the morning and say, "Hey, we're gonna get this." It's kind of like unspoken but known
Yeah.
that we're gonna go in and do as much as we can in the shortest amount of time as possible. And when we feel like going home, we're going home.
I'm excited to work with Steve again tomorrow. Like, we always have a little powwow. I already know what I want to do for the day, but he's always like, "Do you want to hear my plan?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh." Because I don't know, he's got it down to a science, man. He's got it figured out, and it's never like stressful. So we'll get it, don't worry. Um, but I mean, that competitiveness, I wish. Like, sometimes when Steve's doing something, I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to do this as fast as I can, but like as good as I can. And then I'll like come into whatever room that he's in or whatever. And he's like, yeah, the rest of the floor is done. And I'm like, what? Like, I was like, dude, how do you even do that? And he's like, okay, I just need you to go get 15 more years experience. Okay. Like, because that's all that it is. It's like the speed and the knowledge of just doing it over and over, like being better at it. Because like I focus on technique and I focus like the way he's kind of showed me how to use that trowel, and but it's like he's just so fast. There's just no way I could be competitive. That must be fun between you two. I saw a little bit of that with you and Danny
Oh yeah.
out west for sure.
Mhm. Oh, I think there
Um,
was a lot of it out west. I think the girls were just as bad about it,
oh
like just
yeah,
that. And I don't say just as bad, meaning like bad in a bad way. Like everybody was competitive. Like everybody was there to show how much they could do.
and just like rock and roll the whole time. Like, did you catch their podcast with Nick?
No, I haven't listened to it yet either.
Yeah, it's good, man. It was a really good one. Yeah, we had a lot of fun out there, but it was a lot of work. Like it was just run, 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 go, go, go.
It was a bunch of fun though too. Like just the evenings, the dinners, and everything, getting to hang out with everybody, the walk on the pier.
The walk on the pier, I think, was my favorite night. We had a
Yeah.
good dinner. We like made everybody think it was Teek's birthday. That did the big walk on the pier. It's beautiful out there. I took a really nice picture from that pier when Chad and I got there first night, and it's like it's all the colors from all the um like the city out on the water. It's gorgeous, man. It was a good time. Oh,
White Rock.
White Rock. We've been there twice for sure. Oh, getting tired, bro.
Same.
It's been a long couple days.
Yeah, you're back
Um,
at it.
yeah, start a brand new site tomorrow, and it's like 7,000 board feet. It's not huge, but it's enough to you know prep for.
That one that we charged today is only 4,800, so you gotta take what you can
It's a good
get.
number. I kind of like it.
I like
Where
the small ones. Like today we went and taped it and first coated it, and like we'll just let that one sit and dry for a day. Go to
yeah,
another one, come back to it in a couple days and rock and roll.
yeah, and you just smash it in a couple of hours, done. Yeah,
Yeah, you put two more coats on it pretty quickly and two more half days and sand it.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, buddy. Why don't we wrap up? Um, everybody knows who you are. I was gonna tell them where to find you, but they know. It's always a pleasure having you on here, man. It's there's
Yeah, thanks for
some of my favorite ones, man. It's your man Cam. You know where he is. If you don't, it's Cameron Brown. Uh, we'll see you guys soon. Be humble. Treat everyone the same.